Putting myself in a situation where I was in the unknown and forced to be in uncomfortable situation traumatized me, but in a good way. I realized one very important thing: I didn't die. And this is what your mind need to understand. We live in a society that is dysfunctional and immature. Being uncomfortable, we hate that. Evidence are everywhere. Everything in this society is designed so that we never get uncomfortable. The concept of hotel, massage, communication, codes, politeness, everything is designed so that we never get in this state of, I don't understand what I'm feeling, I don't like what I'm feeling. This needs to be avoided at all costs. It's not getting better with the digitalization of society, everything getting done for us, our smartphones thinking for us, anticipating our needs. We get more and more comfortable and used to that comfort. And so being uncomfortable becomes more and more painful, almost impossible to handle. And what happens when in a very immature society, you get uncomfortable? What do? You demonize it. Whatever made you uncomfortable, it's bad. It's wrong. It wants to hurt you. It has bad intentions. It's evil. This immaturity comes from childhood when the kids, because he didn't know better, takes everything personally. The child thinks everything is about them. They don't understand that, no, it's not. The world doesn't revolve around us, but because we didn't know better, most of us grew up with this belief, and that is why this society is so dysfunctional and immature. And so in the end, we never learned and get to accept discomfort, negative emotions, and let alone navigate through them. It's easier to just demonize it, run away from it, and tell ourselves that this is bad. In a situation where someone isn't interested in us, doesn't want to date us, he's a prick anyway. She's not worth it anyway. I deserve better anyway. No, not necessarily. We just tell ourselves that because we can't deal with the discomfort that we got rejected and that people have the right to not be interested in us. This is also deeply rooted in control, ego. Our mind needs to control everything. When it comes to emotions, the mind has no power over it, let alone negative emotions. And so, of course, the mind is going to fight it. It's going to try to push it away. It is urgent in our society that we need to learn that sometimes situations can be weird and awkward, and that's okay. Uncomfortable situations are everywhere, and they are not going anywhere. Trying to get rid of what we don't like, what makes us uncomfortable, is like trying to get rid of the rain, bad weather. Not only it's impossible, but it's not even healthy. We need both for the balance. A few ways that helped me getting way more comfortable with being uncomfortable and navigate that awkward emotion is doing things that are uncomfortable for you, so it is specific to every one of us, but still having kind of a control over it. So you're not in a dangerous situation and you still have the power over it, and you can stop anytime. I've personally been fighting with control my entire life, and being in the unknown was one of the most terrifying situations for me. So to fight that, I, for example, started once in a while to schedule a day during which I just go out the whole day and I completely improvise. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I have no idea where I'm gonna eat, what I'm gonna eat. I completely improvise the program of the day. So it might seem like not something big to you, but to me it was immense. Being in the unknown, living a day that I didn't plan was very stressful for me. Having no idea where I'm gonna go, being outside and not knowing what I'm gonna do was something absolutely terrifying for me. So just allowing myself to go out and literally improvise an entire day helped me be in the situation of unknown while still having the control of the situation. I know nothing's gonna happen to me. I know I'm not in danger. If I want to go home, I can just go home. I pick a district that I want to discover, and I really try to just go by myself and just improvise this day. Enter random cafes, random shops. Another thing a little bit more extreme that I did is to leave everything behind me and settle in Japan by myself for a few years. This country was so safe for me that as a woman, I allowed myself to just visit cities and I never felt in danger. My confidence confidence grew so much because I found myself in horribly uncomfortable and awkward situations where you have to ask locals. You can speak the language or you're mumbling stuff they don't understand. Some people don't want to have anything to do with you. Some people will be kind to you and will explain stuff to you. It was such a huge training and amazing lessons for me because I felt so safe in this environment. Nothing really happens over there. Japan is a very safe country overall, and so I felt very safe exploring areas, never fearing for my life. I just picked a hotel and then I was just strolling around, taking whatever bus, jumping in whatever subway and going places, knowing that I can always go back to the hotel anyway. I can always ask someone. I'll never just die there on the street. And putting myself in situation like that where I was in the unknown and forced to be in uncomfortable situation traumatized me, but in a good way. I realized one very important thing: I didn't die. And this is what your mind needs to understand, because when put in a situation of discomfort, the mind like to act like a drama queen and will make you feel like this is the end of the world and you're gonna die, everything's over, and really nothing is gonna happen. You just keep existing. I've been through seriously embarrassing situations, okay? And I'm still here. I learned a lot of things. A lot of people pushed me away and I survived this. I didn't die from it. I didn't die from being rejected a bunch of times. I'm still alive. And this really helped me realize, okay, you don't die from being uncomfortable. So doing small things like this, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, you know you will still survive from them. It's not dangerous situation. It's situation that you know you can quit if you want to. It's important to not put yourself in situations that are harmful for you and your mind. Another obviously very powerful thing to do is to sit with discomfort. Sometimes when you feel hurt or uncomfortable about a situation, literally sitting ideally in meditation is one of the most efficient way to deal with it, because you're literally allowing the uncomfortable energy to move through your body and then it leaves you. Meditation is a powerful tool. Why? Because you're forcing your mind to sit still. And as I was saying before, it's not gonna like it. It's gonna make you feel like you're gonna die. Let's move, let's do something. I don't want to be here anymore. Oh my God. And again, nothing happens. Nothing's ever gonna happen. This is what you need to educate your mind. So meditation is very helpful, and activities like doing sports and yoga is also a very good way to practice being in uncomfortable poses and still stay in focus for a few minutes. If you're a person with a very scattered mind like me, that grew up being very agitated, this is so helpful. This is really going to help you tame your mind, because it's all about the mind. In a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that you don't die from emotions. You can't die from your emotions. Everything passes. Emotions are like the clouds. They just pass and then they leave. It's the same when it comes to uncomfortable emotions. We need to just accept that they exist and that we need them. By doing so, we accept the natural course of life and we stop this very toxic trait of ours and of our society to demonize things for no reason. When things don't work out for us, we stop demonizing it and we just accept what is. So I wanted to share that with you, and hopefully we can start shifting into a way more conscious society. So thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to be more self-aware and take back the control and the power over yourself and your life. And finally, live the life that you want. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.